Welcome back. Today, we're moving past basic data types and diving into the real workhorse of Python, the dictionary. Specifically, we're focusing on professional-grade techniques, how to iterate efficiently using the powerful .items method, and critically, how to handle nested data, which is the structure you will encounter 99% of the time when dealing with APIs, databases, or JSON files. This session is designed to elevate your code from functional to professional. Let's start with the basics of iteration.
A dictionary, fundamentally, is like a physical filing cabinet. The key is the label on the drawer, and the value is the content inside that drawer. When we need to process data, we usually need both pieces of information. Beginners often iterate over the keys first, then look up the value. This works, but it's less efficient because the program has to perform two separate lookups for every single item. The professional solution is the .items method.
The .items method returns a view object that displays a list of a dictionary's key-value tuple pairs. The magic happens right here, in the structure of our loop. We use what's called tuple unpacking. Notice how we define two loop variables, SKU and product name, right in the loop definition. Python takes the key-value pair returned by .items and simultaneously assigns them to these two variables. This is faster, cleaner, and the standard Pythonic approach.
Now, let's talk about structuring complex data. A single key-value pair often isn't enough to describe a complex entity, like a student, an invoice, or a car. This is where nesting comes in. Imagine our dictionary doesn't just hold the product name, but also its price, its supplier, and its stock location. We need the value side of our key-value pair to be another dictionary. This is a nested dictionary. Here, the outer key, student ID, maps to an inner dictionary that contains all the related attributes, name, major, and GPA. This grouping is essential for organizing related information cleanly.
To access nested data, we simply chain the lookups using square brackets. It's like navigating folders on your computer. First, we look up the outermost key, A456. This returns the entire inner dictionary. Then, we immediately apply the second set of brackets to look up the specific key we want, GPA, within that returned inner dictionary. We cannot use dot notation here, like studentdata.a456.gpa. That syntax only works on specific Python objects or classes, not general dictionary lookups. Always use bracket notation for dictionary keys.
In the real world, you rarely deal with just one student. You deal with a cohort of students. This is the single most common data structure returned by APIs, a list of dictionaries. Think of this structure as a shipping container, the outer list, holding multiple individually labeled boxes, the inner dictionaries. The list gives us order and sequence, while the dictionaries provide structure for each item within that sequence.
To iterate this structure, we start with the outer list. We loop through the cohort, and in each iteration, the student variable holds one entire dictionary. From there, we can extract the top-level keys like name easily. But look closely at the third line. To get Diana's science score, we first access the subjects key, which itself returns a dictionary, and then we access the science key within that second dictionary. This multi-level lookup chain is fundamental to handling complex data.
When working with nested data, the most common error you will encounter is the key error. This happens when you try to access a key that either doesn't exist at that specific level, or if you misspelled it. In this example, we attempt to access a key called grade directly from the top-level student dictionary. Python correctly raises a key error because grade only exists inside the subjects dictionary. Always confirm which level of nesting you are currently accessing.
Let's put this knowledge to use with a quick practical example. We often need to find data based on a condition deep within the structure. If we want to find only the students who scored above 90 in math, we use our chained lookup inside a conditional if statement. We access the math score via student/subjects/math and check the value. This ability to search, filter, and extract data efficiently is what makes you a professional Python developer.
Great work today. We've covered the optimized iteration using .items, understood the structure of nested dictionaries, and practiced iterating through a real-world list of dictionaries. This knowledge is your gateway to efficiently processing any structured data you encounter. Now, for your homework. On the screen, you will find a challenging but solvable exercise that requires you to apply nested iteration and conditional logic. Take your time, trace your dictionary lookups, and ensure you avoid those nasty key errors. Submit your solution in the comments below. See you in the next lesson.